This is the Jar Renee. I got a lot to say, and I'm just going to cut to the chase. So, the first thing is, you are a master alchemist, right? And this is the journey of what happened in order that you had to take in order to get to where you are. So, you had people that you wanted to be close with, and you believed that was close with you, people that you believed were on your side. But you realized that these people, it was weird because you were realizing that these people weren't genuine. They weren't supportive. They weren't kind of what you would have been as a friend if you were in that situation. And of course, we understand that the fight is not flesh and blood. What we're dealing with is a true spiritual battle. So, meaning that although I can look at somebody and I can see them as somebody that I know, somebody that I love, somebody that I trust, they could be operating with an entity attachment, or in certain ways that is against what I was thinking that they should be. And so this is what I believe is happening to you. Um, also, and I say this a lot, people sometimes see you, what you have going on, before you even know that you were capable. And so some people want to attach themselves to you. Some people simply want to delay or stop what it is that you have coming in, especially if you're someone that has a lot of charisma, has a lot of character, has a lot of spunk, has a lot of influence, really, because that's what it boils down to. And what happens is that all of this, as you're growing into the person that you're growing into, you kind of have eyes on you, and not every eye is for you. And these eyes that aren't for you are their intentions, their negativity, their disdain for just simply not being what they needed to be for you is is kind of pushing them on a side to where it's like they're doing black magic, or they're doing a dark magic kind of a thing. And when we're saying dark and black, I don't believe that these things are bad by any means, dark or black, but for the understanding of what we're speaking about. Um, so doing dark or black magic doesn't mean that you need to go out and bury something in the yard, do little crazy things such as that. It's simply your intention. And so this is something that a lot of people don't realize. Um, they simply just kind of sit in this energy and is a hater, is someone that wants to controls, and they don't realize that they are producing dark magic. But you, again, are the master alchemist. Now, alchemy, for anybody that's not aware, it's the ability to take something that already exists and turn it into something in a different form. So, water into ice is alchemy. It was water, but when it had the opportunity to become frozen, it became ice. But imagine it in not just the same like water and ice, but in general. And this is what you have the ability to do. Now, when I was coming along in my spiritual awakening, and I'm gonna say people attacking me is what triggered my awakening, because I finally understood, and I finally felt what was happening around me. So thank you. But they woke me up, and when I would feel these energies and things that they would do, I would send it back to them. And, we commonly hear, send it, return to sender, return to sender. But what I'm here to tell you is that you're too powerful. You're too powerful for return to sender. And what I suggest is that you transmute the energy, because you are the alchemist. So, if you feel and if you understand that there are things, energies that are being sent, or things that are not good, that are people are trying to do to you, note it, but use it to be able to create, use it to be able to do something better. Because how is returning the energy, return to sender, any different than any other type of revenge? And I had to understand this. I would think that, no, I'm not doing anything. I'm just simply returning the energy that you sent me. So if you sent it to me, you should be able to take it, which is true. Which is, the divine will make sure that you get your karma, but I didn't have to. I didn't have to go through and send that to you. So, because I've seen what happens when energy gets sent back, and just because someone did something to me doesn't mean that I actually want to see them in that same energy. Regardless, I actually have a want for you to heal. That's what I want. But when I said these things, I saw the karma happen to people around me. And I felt, it wasn't that I felt bad, because I understood of what was happening, in terms of karma, but the hand that I had to play in it, because I sent it back. I'm too powerful for it, and so are you. And that's what it is that I am trying to relay here. You've dealt with people that never were true to you, that always had an agenda, it's always been a how can I get the moment, And again, it's because of who you are. And honestly, I say this a lot because nobody is going to stalk you, to observe you, to want to see you, to want to hear you, if you don't have something good to say, and if you don't have something, if you're not going anywhere. People don't follow people that's not going anywhere, because how can you follow? You're stuck, and so it's one of those things to where it almost is really truly a let go and let God. So I want to change the dynamic here. I don't want to return to sender. I don't. Because I understand that the divine is already on that bound. You know what I'm saying? Like they they already getting it. I didn't have to add to that. And when you don't truly, a lot of times we say things, right? So a part of discovering who you are, living in your power, is you testing it, is you kind of seeing what you can do, what you can't do. And a lot of it is you just simply believing in yourself and whether you can do something or not. But man, when you find out you can do it, you have a responsibility now. Now you don't want to be in a position to where you have power that you're wielding wrong, wielding in a way that's now harmful when you become them. You don't, that's not what we're doing here. Um, but it's simply just understanding the the being that you are, the good that you have within you, and the power that comes along with being that good divine being. You know, continue to talk and speak life to yourself, and to big your own self up. Be your own best friend. Tell yourself that I can, so that it helps when all these attacks and different things are coming in, because the last thing that you want to do, although you're a magician, you're someone that feels, it doesn't feel good when when somebody's attacking you in any way, whether energetically, whether physically, in any way, whether if it's warranted or not. It doesn't feel good. And so you want to be able to make sure that you are doing all the things that you need to do to uplift yourself, protect yourself, keep yourself almost armored and guarded. Because as that master alchemist, that's a huge power play. Um, and you've been dealing with a lot of people that even when you say you're a magician, even when you try to show them that you can do something, or that you remind them of something that occurred, to say, hey, remember, they don't believe you. But who cares? It's not for them to believe when it comes to what you can do. This message was simply just alerting you of the power that you have, so that you understand how to hold back when it's necessary. Because that's what capable people with power do. They don't just throw it out there frivolously. They use it when it's necessary. And so I just simply thank you for having this conversation with me. If you like my content, please go ahead and subscribe. Please also go ahead and hit that like button. Let me know that you are feeling me, and I'm feeling, that this is a whole thing that we're doing here. Also, go ahead and share the content, because if it's something that I said that resonated with you, it is very possible that it's going to resonate with someone else. We're trying to connect with the people that are like us. We're trying to connect with the people that need to hear things that they possibly didn't hear, haven't had a chance to hear, because I've been there. And so I just want all of you to stay absolutely amazing. Know that you can do it. Your permission has been granted, and you are that master alchemist. You have a wonderful day.